Welcome to Scene Invaders. You got Dan and Felicia here, and today we're going to talk Yellowjackets season 4 theories. The fun's not over yet. We figured we'd get one more video out for you guys to talk about possibilities in season 4. I mean, Felicia, you were shocked by that ending as much as I was, right?
Absolutely. The whole
Yeah.
season was a shock, to be honest.
I think it started slow for me, but it really picked up the pace.
It built
And I,
up.
I really enjoyed season 3 as a whole when I look back
hmm
on it.
Me too.
So a couple things we're going to talk about. One big lingering question I had is because Felicia and I have been talking, it doesn't really seem like there's that much time for them to be lost in the past, right?
hmm
So a couple of these comments we're going to read are about how that past storyline could continue when they come home. And I think it's very interesting to think about, and it's going to happen. Yeah, because after they get rescued, you still want to see the young actors act because they're so good. So, of course, there's going to be at least 4 or 5 more deaths in the past timeline. Most likely Jen's going to die. They said she was dead, but they also said that Melissa was dead
Melissa
and she
was.
and she's not dead. So who knows? I definitely think Akila is going to survive, and we're going to see her in the current
Mhm.
timeline. That's one of my predictions. But let's get into it. What's our first comment?
Okay, first one is from That's a Spicy. I think that's a Discord member, right?
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Yes. Okay. Discord member. I think we'll continue to see the past timeline, just not in the wilderness. We still have to see several more girls not make it, and maybe some of them will not be able to adjust to being back home, or Shauna will still try to control them once they're back, which is one reason why Melissa faked her death.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's going to be really fun, right? Because you love the past timeline. That's almost more fun than the current timeline.
Absolutely.
You know,
Agree.
they're both really good in my opinion. I enjoy both of them, but the past stuff is really interesting. And what
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
super excited to see, because we know that Travis goes through a lot of shit, and so does
hmm
Natalie when they get home. So seeing them adjust back to normal life when they get back home is going to be really riveting television, right? So
hmm
I'm super excited to see how that plays out. So that coming up soon, I'm guessing they get rescued next season. Do you think so?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think they still have like 3 months, right? But they're definitely gonna probably still do like flashbacks again, like because we already
Yeah.
have seen a little piece of when they were rescued, like them coming off the plane and like their faces looking all distressed or whatever.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that when they get back, it's gonna be like Melissa did fake her death because Sean is just gonna be this crazy psycho, and maybe not even just her. I think Ty had the same concern, like, are they gonna keep our secrets? So I feel like they're going to go around like this comment said and just try to control everyone. And maybe that's why, like, they are right. That is why Melissa faked her death. And maybe Jen did too, because we still don't know how she died.
Yeah, we don't know about Jen. Hannah's definitely dead. We saw the obituary. It's going to be
Mm-hmm.
really fun. I can't wait to see those scenes play out. All right. Next up is from Rickard Red 17. He wanted us to make a theory video. Here you go. My biggest theory for season 4 is that Cody is in some way tied into the cabin, likely responsible for burning it down. They've just purposely called out that his background is sus too many times for something to not come from it. Edwin earlier in the season and Hannah before she kills him, etc. Yeah, I think there's
Absolutely.
probably more with Cody than we've seen. I mean, it is a pretty big actor, Joel McHale. I'd like to see him in more scenes and some flashbacks
Mm-hmm.
of sorts, but how he would burn down the cabin, I don't know. I'm really still upset we didn't get that answer of who burned down the cabin, and that's something I really want an answer to, and hopefully we get next season. I was hoping we'd get it in the finale, which we didn't. So that's something you can theorize about season 4. Who do you guys think burned down the cabin? Let us know in the comment section.
Yeah, I do like the idea of him doing it, but for how they would come up with that, it would have to be pretty crazy, right? Like he would have to have been there before
Yeah.
the frog people, because I don't think they've been there that long. I can't remember, forgive me, how long the frog, like the scientists said that they were there for, but he would have had to been there for a while. I have seen a few theories about how he was like doing some drug stuff, with the guy in the cabin, and they like that's why it was such a secluded area, and that's what the signs, the symbols were on the wall or something, on the
Mm-hmm.
trees and shit. So I
Yeah.
mean, I like the idea of it, but I just don't know how they would piece that together. So that would be interesting to see.
It's gonna be fun to see that. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I do agree that it's weird that they kept bringing up like his identity and they kept questioning it and stuff like that. So something can come up a little bit at
Yeah.
least. And like you said, he's a big actor, so it would make
Yeah.
sense for them to bring him back in some ways.
I think it'd be cool the Eric Chong stuff. Did he really kill the
hmm
guy or did he really find it at a thrift store? There's some questions out there that still need to be answered with his character. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I'd like to see that for sure.
Okay, next one is from Embers of the Story. I think the crash timeline will be wrapping up, but we still have a past timeline going with the post crash. Don't forget that Ghost Jackie hinted at Shauna doing something when they got home, and Nat gets arrested for something. We see the footage of some of it in the beginning of season 2 with the paparazzi surrounding the girls as they're heading home after being rescued. There's still a lot of the story for them to tell in the 90s after the wilderness. Yeah, this is like what we were just saying. There's so much shit we need to see. We need to see like everything leading up to the rescue. How are they going to clean up their mess? Like they were, that was their concern. Like with leaving too soon was we got to clean this shit out. Like is Shauna going to find out right away, or are they just gonna like come in and she's gonna be like blown, like confused, like when she sees rescuers there? Like I'm really curious how all that's gonna play out.
Yeah, I'm actually super excited to see those types of scenes play out,
Mm-hmm.
It's something that is going to be different. It's going to be totally
Mm-hmm.
a new take for the show, new direction for the show. So, I think those scenes will be meaningful and they will give us hints or answers to stuff that happened in the current timeline, like how Travis ended up the way he did and died the way that he died. And I
Right.
like the little things like that, and like you said, Melissa faking her death, little things like that, we'll get answers to, and we'll see exactly how they play out. So it's exciting, it's something to look forward to.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
definitely been waiting to see all these things too. So I am excited to finally get all of those answers. And like with Travis, we didn't really get a lot about him, but I am thinking myself that like because Lottie has gotten him taking shrooms and stuff and they drink the berry with that, like that's going to be the start of his downfall, is that when he leaves, he's going to struggle not being able to like be sober and handling all of that. And that's why he goes a little off.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm with you there.
Yeah.
All right, next up is from Strange Exchange 1. I think the next season past timeline will be them back to civilization and doing that bad thing or things Jackie was on about to Shauna in the freezer. Maybe more survivors come back than we thought, and they think they're gonna slip up and not stick to the story. A bit of I know what you did last summer vibe. Can see Robin having a bigger role. They kept giving her camera time, hardly any lines, but letting us know she's there. I still think there's something sus about Walter. The adult timeline's gonna be mad as fuck. I think it's gonna be a free for all. There can only be one. LOL. I agree. There can
Mm-hmm.
only be one. There's
Very.
definitely stuff up with Walter, so definitely good call there. There's another the last comment we're gonna read is something about Walter that maybe he's not who we think he is, and I think there's definitely something there. So I'm all for this comment. I completely agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the stuff about Robin, how like she hasn't been too in our face, but like they did keep reminding us, hey, like she's here. Kind of like I guess what they've been doing to Melissa this whole time, right? Like she's been there this entire time, but then this season was just dedicated to her. So they could make next season more about Robin and we see what's up with her. Does she make it? Does she not? And I do like the idea that, some of them might not stick to their story. And so the girls go around and take care of business or whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would
Yeah.
suck. But I mean, it is going to be hard for them to not share with anyone what they did, like families, friends, like that reaction too. I'd love to see, like when their families see them again for the first time. Think about like they're going to have to open up to someone, whether it be a therapist or I doubt their parents, but you never know. Some people are close to their parents, like me.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, we got the answer to who Pit Girl is, right? And that's
Mm-hmm.
how they started the show. So that is definitely telling us the wilderness timeline is ending very soon. Maybe by mid-season next season, maybe. So
Mm-hmm.
the stuff that's going to happen after that, will there be a hunt in the civilization? That's something that you got to think of, possibly, right?
Yeah.
I
Especially
mean,
with Lottie, she's batshit crazy. I can see her still being like, even when they're back, like we still got to hunt. It
yeah,
wants it, like
it
it's
wants it.
calling
Yeah,
me. Yeah, and Ty
yeah,
with her other no-eyed man or whatever. We don't know, what's gonna happen with that.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's tons. So it's going to be, hopefully there's 5 seasons and we get a nice fleshed out story and they don't leave anything out, you know?
Yes, like if we never find out who burnt down the cabin, I know this is
Hmm.
bringing back the other theory, I will go nuts.
Yeah,
I
me
know we
too.
always say we're gonna riot, like that will actually be a reason to riot because I feel like it's such a big detail. We need to have it.
We need it. Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get it. I'm sure we
Yeah,
will.
fingers crossed. All right, next one's from Mama Bear 6309. If it weren't for Callie's blue eyes, I did wonder if in the next couple months before rescue, Travis and Lottie do hook up and Lottie's pregnant at rescue but insane so she can't care for the baby. So Shauna takes the baby in retribution for how she thinks Lottie took her wilderness baby. But that's tinfoil hat stuff. What was the promise the young and old Lotties were talking about? Quote, do you want to meet her?
All right.
Mm.
This
So
is
they're hinting that Lottie and Travis had Callie.
yeah. Hmm.
Okay, that's
This
pretty
is
deep.
a little, it's a stretch, but I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm
Right, we
definitely
can't.
not
Yeah.
saying it's impossible. So that would mean that Callie killed her own mom. And I love people calling out in the comment section of our season finale video how I brought up that they didn't have the scratch
Mm-hmm.
marks on the wall. People were like, that's because Callie wasn't telling the truth.
Yeah, I
She,
agree.
yeah, she was lying about the way that she killed Lottie, and it was
Mm-hmm.
more of a struggle and something like
Mm-hmm.
that. So maybe we'll see what actually happened. But yeah, I love this. It's out there,
It would
but
be cool. A
it
nice
would be
twist,
cool.
right?
Yeah,
Especially if it's
yeah,
like a scene where like Callie does end up killing her own mom. That is pretty crazy. And either
yeah,
way, people have been saying they want Callie to take out Shauna. So how crazy would it be if the whole time she actually does take out her real mom?
yes,
What a crazy
yeah,
full circle, right?
yeah. That just like the season finale title.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That'd be just like that. All right. We got one more. If you guys want some more stuff answered, just let us know in the comment section. We can always do a live stream, pop on and talk to you guys about whatever you want to talk about. So just let us know if you'd like that, and we'll certainly make it happen. You could also join our Discord. We have
Yes.
categories. We talk all day long about every show that we cover. So
Yeah.
we still talk about From, and it's been months since that show's been on. So yeah, definitely do that if you're interested. All right, so this is from Father Daniel about Walter. Also, when Walter is spying on Misty and Ty, he's blasting Slayer, raining blood in his car. We've been told he listens to show tunes and musicals. So I'm convinced that was the writers telling us he's not who he claims to be. Yeah.
I mean, we already think he's not who he claims to be. So I really like this little detail. I know, like, you're a big Walter and Misty fan, right? Like, I really want that too for them. I really hope they just put it in our heads and made us like overthink it a little bit too much. And he is just, just like Misty, because I mean, she is a little off too, and he's just similar to her. So I
Yeah.
hope it's just that like basic craziness and not he's actually hunting them down or is actually going to end up hurting Misty in the end. But I
Yeah.
do like this little detail that I did not notice.
Yeah, yeah, that I noticed he was listening. I didn't know what song specifically, so thanks for the info, Daniel. But it's just there's something with him, right? There's something with him. He wanted Misty to find that picture on the phone. He knew she was gonna take off, and I think that was his way because he wanted to work with her, and she was against it. Like, no, I want to do this on my own. And we saw
Mm-hmm.
how gratified she was at cracking the case, right? She was very content with it. And then when she talked to Shauna about it, she was straight up with her about it, like, "Oh, your daughter did this, and you're
Mm-hmm.
you're all crazy," type of thing. There's something with Walter. Leave your theories below about what you think is going on with Walter, and leave your theories about what else you want to talk about with season four. Like I said, we can certainly make a live stream, do a live stream,
Oh yeah.
and talk about it with you guys. We can schedule it. It'll be a lot of fun. So that's what we got about season four. When we get more info on season four, we will make a video. If we get any set photos or anything like that, anything juicy to talk about,
Ooh,
we,
yeah.
we, we will be putting up a video. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Later.
Bye.